Good evening and happy Friday. Carl Seaman is in the building. Hey, Miss Jackson. Hey, Sergeant King. Good afternoon, good evening to each and every one of you all. Listen, tonight is a labor of love, okay? Because your girl Cocktails called herself coming in to review this whole Bishop Sheldon McCarter situation and got sick. I came home, I was on the phone with some people because you all know this, apparently the church stuff never stops. And so I get in the house, I'm cooking. Oh, my light went down. And y'all, can you believe? So y'all pray for your girl Cocktail. Send up some timber. I will not be on long tonight because I am not feeling my best. But let me tell you all why I'm on tonight. Why it's so important to me to do tonight's broadcast. And it's really going to tie into the latter story that we're going to talk about dealing with Bishop Sheldon McCarter. And that is, hey, Al Boogie, what's going on? And that is, I went and got my nails done today. Listen, they look amazing too, by the way. Okay, look at my nails. They look so good. So I went and got my nails done today, and I met the most amazing person. And we had a long talk about the church. And when I tell you all, it wasn't just her passion or her emotion. I was telling my best friend before I came live, it was the presence of God in the room, in the nail shop. And we're going to talk about that later. So let me not jump, put the cart before the horse. You all please click like and share. I don't know where my moderators are. We're going to moderate I'm going to moderate on my own. Do not forget to hit the text the word cocktails to 833-495-4371 moving forward, okay? You all can get a text message at the time that I'm going live, before I go live, okay? You can also join YouTube memberships and Patreon. Praise the Lord. All right. Let's start with this first situation, and that is a very sad situation. And you all know I ride for the women over here. See, the women don't think I do, but I do, okay? Listen, I am like all about girl power over here. So I'm minding my business. Have y'all seen that page on Instagram called Only Saints? It's a play on words from OnlyFans, child. And I said, oh, hey, Raquel Smith. I said, Only Saints? I need to be a part. I need to watch. So anyway, I went on to the Only Saints, and I know that there's a lot that's going on in the church and God in Christ. That is not my, listen, I love talking about the pastors in the church, but we all know that is King Giles' niche, and I can't, because there's too much with them, okay? I might talk a little bit of something about it, but he knows everything, so we're going to leave it to the king to do his job. And I think he has. I got to watch tonight and see. There is a pastor by the name of Pastor Danny Purnell, apparently from Louisiana. And I don't know if he and his wife were taking their kids away for the summertime. Hey, Kai Grace, taking their kids away for the summertime or what? So people said that the mind of God. Now, this is a pastor, okay? The mind of God decided that he was going to attempt to take himself up out of here along with his wife in front of their 3 children. Now, let me say this to you all respectfully. I posted about this yesterday on Instagram. And it's so sad. I don't forget to look up that situation from the MD church. I will look it up. This is happening so often that it's scary. And you see who's in the back here? What he's saying? I'm sorry. Bishop Wooden, our resident co-pastor, represents these pastors and these Christian influencers that make money off of the church, and they don't say nothing about the women that are being abused or hurt. Oh, boy, Bishop almost died. Come back, Bishop. We need you on the set tonight. Okay, I'm sorry. But I ain't sorry, because y'all don't be saying nothing about the women of God and carrying on stuff about Beyonce and the church girls. They ain't got nothing to do with you. Sorry, I almost killed the bishop. I'm so sorry, y'all. Lord forgive me. I almost took the bishop up out of here. But this happens so often. And a lot of times the women of God don't say anything about it. They don't talk about their experiences. They hide themselves. They shield themselves. And listen, there are some first ladies that feel like they want to be, like y'all remember that movie Honk for Jesus? Remember that one that came out on Peacock earlier, late last year? We watched it. I feel like there are some women. I know I almost killed the bishop, y'all. It's too early in the show. People laughing at us. But here's the thing, that show was so appropriate, and it speaks volumes about how a lot of women and first ladies are. Now, the first lady on that one, she just wanted to keep her status as the first lady. There's some women out there like that too. But what about the women who are humble and meek? And listen, I gave co-pastor Joyce MvCarter the benefit of the doubt. Wait till we talk about that. Bishop Wu, listen, he all up in the video. You talking like Suge Knight. All up in the video. See, it ain't no right-handed fellowship on screen. He get excited. He'll be all up like this. Come on, see a bishop. He'll be like this if it was right-handed fellowship. Okay? He love the right hand, but But here's the thing. There's a lot of women that want the status, and there are some that are meek and humble, and they just love God. They just want to do the will of God. We have a lot of different women. Come on, ladies. Listen, we get on the men a lot. We do. We rag on the men. But there are so many women that want the limelight. They want the attention. We all know those people. We know the women that want to be with the musicians. They want the limelight. They want the attention. They want the status. And then you have the women who just want God. We don't know this woman, Pastor Purnell's wife, but this is what I'm going to tell you that she did not deserve at 27 years old. And I don't know the update. I've been looking all day. Right now, the last time I checked, they were in critical condition in Mississippi. The kids were taken away, Child Protective Services. Y'all praying for the children because they had to witness their father allegedly, take a firearm to shoot her and then turn the gun on himself. So here's what I propose. And I hope that there are pastors that are listening, pastors and leaders and deacons and everyone else. This is going to be a quick drive-through broadcast because I'm not feeling my best. Literally, I'm just not in the place where I want to be here. But I promised. I know I have some people that are new watching, and so I wanted to make sure that I honored that I was coming live. This is what we need to mandate in the church. Background checks. Every individual, and listen, I'm talking about across the board, work, I'm talking about federal government, police. We need law enforcement. We need healthcare workers, politicians. Everyone needs to take a background check, polygraph check, and a psychological evaluation and psychiatric. They're two different things. Psychological evaluation is done by a licensed clinical therapist, and a psychiatric is done by a psychiatrist. They need to do both. Because here's why. In the MD churches, they're famous for this now. There's a situation, I cannot remember the exact situation, so I don't want to pretend like I remember. But there was a situation that happened years ago, probably maybe over a decade ago, between a husband and a wife. And I believe one of them got caught cheating. And then they're supposed to be a Bible study. And the significant other, I cannot remember if it was the wife or the husband, came home, boom. Boom. And guess what? I know, and I'm going to shout out channels that even though they don't shout me out, I'm doing it tonight. Dawson Speaks talks about these issues all the time. This is not something new. This is not something new. Pastors, bishops, overseers, and mostly male, are out here essaying people, straight up abusing people, taking people out of here to meet Jesus. This is a problem. This is a problem. And I felt compelled to talk about this because we're always ragging on these sex scandals, right? And they're juicy. They're real juicy. They're real, they're excited to talk about, because I'm like, y'all still out here shucking a job, really? But when we get into a topic such as this, do you all realize this? Let's go back. Let's go back. Do you realize that when there's something going on, I want you all to pay attention to your social media influencers, in particular the Christian ones. They will post about Trump. They will post about the submarine that happened yesterday, the situation with those people, RIP to those people that passed away, those five souls on board, including that young 19-year-old child. God, that's such a travesty. I don't do water like that, so it makes me think now I'm never going on another cruise, I'll tell you that much. But do you all realize that when it comes down to Black and brown women, they say, especially in the church, they say nothing. We always, they say hashtag justice for Breonna Taylor, right? What about that woman that Bishop Whitehead yoked up in New York? I tried to reach out to her. She didn't reach back. That's fine. Tarsha Global. Not one of those influencers mentioned her name. Not even you. Sorry, I had to beat the bishop up again. I ain't trying to kill him this time, though. But not one of those influencers took the time out to call that woman's name. A pastor, quote unquote, because we already know he fake. He's fake. Yoked her up by her neck and pushed her out the door. Now people are going to say, well, she should have took herself up there. We always want to blame the victim. Okay, guess what? Blame her for going up to the front. But is it her fault that he yoked her up by her with his nails, with a narcissistic anger on the anger on his face? That was narcissistic rage on his face, and pushed her out that door. And not one person said nothing about it. This son of a slave never said one thing over the pulpit, but talked about Beyonce like a dog. And Beyonce ain't damn much looking at Bishop Wood, ain't paying attention to him not one bit. I'm tired of this. Not one. I had my favorites. I had my favorites in the past. I might turn it on. But sometimes even looking at their profiles, this makes my skin crawl. Because what about the women of God? What about the women? Let me look at one right now. Hold on. What about the women of God? What about them? I guarantee you She ain't post nothing. Nope. Nope. Nothing at all. But I want to sit on here and make you laugh. But you post nothing about this woman? Okay. I'm not going to tell y'all when to put y'all money in this y'all business. I really don't care. I'm not here to take nobody's bag. Let's be clear. That's not my ministry. Some people say, I stop giving y'all money to people. I don't care. It's your money. I don't care. What I care about is the safety and the protection of Black women of God. And I am not even in the, y'all listen to my heart tonight because I'm tired and I ain't feeling my best. I'm not even in the four walls of the church anymore. I don't go to church. I went to church about a month ago with one of my best friends because he's a musician, and I had a good time. I enjoyed the worship. Well, the word was okay. I ain't gonna lie. It was for the kids. It was youth Sunday. I didn't like it. But I went, and the worship was, even when I was driving, I was listening in my car to YouTube and going right into the presence of God. But let's be clear, I am no longer in full-time ministry. Some people say, this is my ministry. Fine, call it what you want, but I'm no longer in the four walls of the church. Why is it that we have these influencers online in the four walls of the church, in ministry, leading praise and worship, giving the word out, and they don't even mention a woman of God that's been abused, a Black woman of God, someone that looks like their mother, like their sister, like their cousin, like their auntie, and their nieces and their god sisters. We have to do better at bringing in awareness and calling this mess out. Really do. 27, the pastor, he need to hit the gym with his little fat self, because I'm pissed with him. Because mind you, they both lived. He need to go to jail. And then the charges that he got was aggravated assault. Now, had she been a woman of another race, that would have been attempted murder. And y'all know it. I agree, Al Boogie. I had to get that off my chest. I didn't really want to discuss it because it's another woman, another woman, another soul being affected at the behest and then by the hands of a Black man. We hear all the time, protect our Black men. What about protect Black women? And not just say it, but mean it. Can we agree that we need to stop just talking about it and we need to be about it? Can we agree on that? I'm not saying nothing is bad. I can tell the people that you guys are interested because not one person has dropped off. It's so interesting, and I love it. Let's do a better job, okay? Seriously, I need y'all to hear my heart. No, I'm not LGBT. I am an ally of 30 years, okay? Now, I was tagged in a video in the North Carolina Beat, Gerald Jackson's post last night. Let me see your transcript. Posted. She tagged me and she tagged myself and a couple other people. Hey, Callie Shaw. Oh, thank you for coming in. Hey, ACOJ, I haven't seen you in a long time. Hey, baby, good to see you. I know the people that's been. I'm like a pastor. I know people that's been here when they've been missing. I'm just making sure y'all all right. So, what was I saying? So I was tagged last night. And thanks to her for doing that. I don't really know the tagging thing. So when I got tagged, I said, what's going on? And he was live last night. And so I'm going to actually tell you all to go back and watch the video. And here's why. It's so much to cover. And he has more audio. There was a meeting. So let's go back. Pastor Sheldon McCarter allegedly was caught with his pants around his ankles with a married praise and worship team leader who was also married. About a little at the beginning of the month, I believe. You know, the man of God was. I think he was holding communion in the hotel with the woman of God. Several counseling sessions going on. I saw a TikTok this morning of a pastor, was it Leon Mitchell? And he was holding prayer and revival in the hotel too with a woman. I said, listen, it could be done, I guess. You know, we just gonna stop having individual prayer meetings at the Holiday Inn Express. You know, that's where the people go for the conferences and the bishops and things. So y'all know, y'all go ahead and support them. That's what they do. But there was a lot that happened and took place in the video. And so because of that, I'm going to refer you all to watch the video for yourselves. I don't know if you all watched it. I did post it on my community tab. I have a couple things to say. Let's just start with the obvious, and you got to go watch it. I cannot go through everything. There's so much. I wrote down my notes. Y'all know I have notes every stream. Let me just say this. Pastor McCarter said that, now this is all alleged. Shout out to the North Carolina beat. He did a fantastic job. He put a little watermark over top the audio. I couldn't take it this time, y'all. Okay. Shout out to him. But that's a lot. And a lot of it was low too, because whoever the person was that was recording the audio to snitch on the bishop again, praise the Lord for him. God bless your heart, woman, a man of God. Thank you. The Lord loves your ministry. They had the phone in the bag. And so the bag kept rattling. And y'all, listen, I'm not going to pretend like I got the best hearing on the planet. I don't. Okay? So I was stressing. I could hear some of it. So I'm listening. I'm in my bed. I'm Indian style. I'm like this. I was, and I'm in the chat too. Y'all know I don't really do chats, but I was in the chat. So I'm chatting it up. I'm like, y'all go back and see. If you go back to the replay and then you go to the live chat, you'll see what I was posting in the chat. Go back. It was pretty funny. Okay. But let me just start by saying this. Bishop McCarter was messing with this woman. Her name is Sherry Bowden, I believe her name is. We didn't really cover her much the last time because, you know, people do what they do. But he's the pastor. Okay? Who will the sinners run to? I don't know. There ain't nobody to run to. Callie Shaw, baby. I'm sorry. Everybody's God. And allegedly, he and Miss Bowden have been seeing each other for about a year. Okay? Or at least that's what we know of based upon the fact that the Pastor Bowden or Bishop Bowden, who was Sherry's husband, was for, hey, yo, thank you for coming in. I need you so bad. Thank you so much. Bishop Bowden, he apparently has a church in High Point, North Carolina. He hired a private investigator. And the PI was following Bishop McCarter allegedly and Sherry back and forth to the hotel motel in the Holiday Inn. I know you're right on time, baby. This is my moderator, y'all, so y'all be good in the chat. The PI was following the bishop and Sherry Bowden to the hotel motel Holiday Inn. Okay, their friends wasn't there, so they couldn't bring them. Okay, because they didn't want anybody to know that they were shucking and jiving after Sunday service. And then here's the thing: I think they want us to feel bad for the bishop because the daughter, they call her Pastor A, but I know her real name. Beautiful woman, by the way. I give people their flowers, even if you do wrong, you get on my nerves, honey. Okay, I'm still going to tell you. And apparently, I forgot to say this. Apparently, co-pastor Joyce McCarter watches all social media. Pastor Joyce, welcome to Cocktail Hour with Catrice. I'm so excited that you're here. I wanted to make sure I put that in my notes to welcome you to the channel because we're going to be talking about you. And so here's my thing. The pastor and the other young lady allegedly were together for a year. And here's the thing. I don't think he thinks he did anything wrong. And that's what I kind of gathered from the initial audio that we got from Pastor A. But here's the thing. The pastor And I said the truck was black. It's gray. The pastor allegedly had 2 different license plates. And when I listened to the audio yesterday, it looks like to me, he was blaming some of this on the stress and the mental anguish of not taking a break in over 30 years of pastoring. Okay. And then he talked about, I guess, the property that they lost a couple of years ago, 2019, right? Do me a favor, Van Varner. I don't know what you talk. Oh, half these pastors down, happy pride. Okay. I thought you were saying something mean. So I don't think he thinks he did anything wrong, and I don't think his daughter does too. But I just have a question. If he didn't do nothing wrong, why did he have 2 sets of license plates for his car? I don't think you can blame that on mental anguish or being overworked or dealing with the loss of your church in 2019. You just have to take accountability that you just wanted to go get some kitty cat from another pastor's wife and say, I just wanted to do it. Stop, what the kids say, stop the cap. I'm going to just say stop lying, okay? Because we're clear. I mean, you didn't look like you were in mental anguish when you coming out that daggone hotel. You looked a little stressed because you ain't want to get caught. You was like, ugh. He was like that. But I didn't see him having no mental anguish as it pertains to something that's happened over 30 years. Thank God the right hand of the fellowship still works after all that time. My God. God bless your heart, Bishop McCarter, that the right hand of fellowship still works. So they started the meeting out, from what I could gather, and we're going to talk about the co-pastor that might be watching. God bless you, woman of God. Woman of God, okay? The bishop said he doesn't do social media. He actually deactivated his account, okay, because he's not on there anyway. So why do I need to be on here? I don't see all my comments over here. Let me make sure I'm seeing all the comments. I'm on another phone. Okay, I see it now. So the bishop said he deactivated his social media and he doesn't see anything. And I said, okay, fine, whatever you decide to do. All right, Bishop. But not one time in his opening remarks did I hear the bishop take accountability for what he did. Oh, no. And then here's the thing. This was the resounding message that I received from both the bishop and the co-pastor and first lady, because the bishop said something that was interesting at the beginning. He said, this is not a Q&A. Basically stating, I am coming here to tell you all I'm going on a 6-week sabbatical, which he should be, the length of time he was cheating should be the length of time that you go on your sabbatical. We're going to talk about the board later. So, Yobi, remind me of the board, please. That's an important factor I don't want to forget, because I'm going in tonight. He said that we did not come here for a Q&A. We came here to put everything out here. We came to tell you what I'm going to do. Tell you I'm going to go on a 6-week sabbatical. But I'm not here to discuss any details of what has happened. But I want you to know how important you all are to the Hello Greater Church. Hello Greater. You're so important. Remind me of that too. How important Hello Greater is. Because they are. Pastor, co-pastor, first lady, Joyce McCarter. She said at one point in time she was going to she can get real nasty. I said, I thought you were already being that. She started off saying people think that you might think that I'm weak. You might think that I'm this, and then go listen to it. She said, but I am choosing to do what I'm doing because of God. Some people might think I need to leave my husband. This is my business, and that's your opinion, in so many words. And I wish I could say nice, nasty. And Lord knows, I hate the stereotype that we as Black women get about being nasty. But I'm being honest tonight. Co-pastor, first lady, the woman of God that I took up for in my last video, mind you, it hurts me to even say that, based upon the attitude that she had about people on social media. You forgot to mention my name because I talked about you too. Don't forget Cocktail Out with Catrice, baby. Don't forget me. I'm here. And I talked about you. And I took up for you. I said, oh, if you want to go drink, woman, I'll go with you. I'll go sit down with you. You need support. But you're going to sit up here and in so many words, I'm going to stick with my husband. You don't have one, you need to get one. And when he cheat on your tail, you stay with him too. Because I'm a big old, and not my word, the people called her a dummy. Just being nasty. Just being nasty and vile and indignant. Oh, it came out. Oh, yes, it did. Being very nasty. I was shocked. Not that sweet looking lady. Not that sweet. I mean, I know you're stressed. I know. I get it. But you're directing your anger and your issues and your attitude to the wrong person, directed to that Negro that you're laying there with every night that don't want your pussy. Oh, Lord, I done said the wrong thing. Lord, forgive me. Oh, excuse me, y'all. You're directing your anger to the wrong person. The man that you're laying up with, the one that you say, he say, this is my sugar dummy. This is the mind of God. You know how the women, you know how the first lady, they lift their husbands up high. Hey, Lynn Baker. They lift them up high and lifted up. And you're going to say, I'm going to stick beside it. But you didn't have to say it in the manner that you said it. So here is another piece of the puzzle. Remind me of the board. Hold on one second, y'all. So I told you all, I went to the nail shop today. Okay. She got done up, okay, from the top to the bottom. She got done up, okay. She feeling herself a little bit today. So as I'm sitting there in the chair with my nail tech, who I love dearly, hope that she's watching too. Shout out to her. This woman walks in, and I said, wow, she's really pretty. Thank you. I said, wow, she's really pretty. And I try to wave, you know, because if you meet me in person, I'm like, oh my God, you look so nice. I like to give people their flowers while I'm in the moment. If I see you have a nice outfit, I'm girl, you are wearing that. Okay, come on, outfit. I'm like a big cheerleader, and I've never cheered a day in my life. So this woman sits next to me, and my friend called me. He was playing at a funeral today, and he said something about Real Housewives of, hey, Sophia, how you doing? Welcome. And he was talking about, he had said that there was a funeral for one of the father of one of the Real Housewives of whatever state. I'm not going to tell you what state it was. And he asked me, you know, did I know her? And I said, no. I said, but you know, my condolences, hit me up later. And so I said, oh, my friend just texted me about so-and-so. And then the woman and I started talking about Jamal and Giselle. Unbeknownst to me, y'all hear me, turn your volumes up. Tonight is a special night. Unbeknownst to me, this woman was, now I'm not going to say she was a founding member, but she was at the very beginning of Empowerment Temple over 20 years ago with Jamal Bryant. And I'm not talking about the Empowerment Temple that we know of today. I'm talking about, you remember, a lot of churches started in the high school gymnasiums, auditoriums, you name it. My cousin's church in Annapolis started in different high school auditoriums, right? Like they used to pick different places to go that were feasible for them. So apparently he was in I think she said it was in the Walbrook Auditorium. This is before he was off of Ricestown Road. And do you know, I said, well, what happened? And she started to tell me, and it's one, I can tell when somebody's really giving me a whole bunch of bull. The passion from this woman came out in what she told me. She shared with me some things, some personal things, which of course I would never discuss here. But this woman shared with me how she was in the auditorium with, with the other families, brought in several families with her to fellowship. And when he moved over to the location where the building is now, and he started to get caught in scandal. One incident I knew nothing about. She said that there was a woman that walked, they were having service one Sunday, and someone that he was cheating with, allegedly, walked into the sanctuary and demanded that he talk to her. She said, I haven't been back to church since. Now, you all know I wrote a book about church hurt. I'm serious about that thing. I'm understanding more and more about pastoral hurt. And then you know what she mentioned to me? She was a married woman at the time. She didn't want Jamal. Let's be clear. She was married. Her husband, unfortunately, is no longer with us. But she was a married woman. She had no stock in Jamal. And she said, I could not sit and watch that any longer. And she pulled her family out. And to this day, that was over 15 years ago, you can tell this woman is still hurt from that. Oh, it broke my heart. We talked for probably over an hour today. I mean, I'm getting my nails, I'm turning like this. She's watching. She know what we did today. But we just kept talking and sharing and talking and sharing. And I started to tell her about what I do on YouTube and who we talk about and why, the purpose of why we do what we do. Y'all go hit that Cashapp too. Support your girl today. I'll be up here working. And I don't beg y'all for nothing. If I ask y'all for $2.22, you give it. Y'all go ahead and hit the Cashapp. And I told her what I do and why I do it. And she said, wow. She said, thank you. And then we continued to talk. We exchanged numbers. I said, man, I just want to do more. It just makes me want to do. Oh, this is what she said that got me. Y'all ready? Oh, that's what I meant to tell you. She mentioned, and I said she had no stock in Jamal. You know what she said? That was so amazing. She said, we need to be concerned about the first ladies, the women of God. We need to be concerned about the first ladies, the women of God. I said, that's it, I'm sold. So brings me to my next point regarding this bishop, because I said, I could come on here. Gerald did a fantastic job of reading the MvCarter's yesterday and that Pastor A of theirs. Okay, I'm not going to do that today. I want to talk about the parishioners of the church, because I don't think that these pastors really take into account that what you do affects others. This woman has been gone from the church over 15 years and it still hurts her. You can feel the hurt. People say, oh, you can get over it. You get over it. And you move on with your life. Since you're so perfect, you got it all together, you go. I'm not called to you. Okay? I'm not called to arrogance, honey. I'm called to people that are still hurting out here. That's who I'm called to. I'm concerned about the parishioners, because both of those pastors made it very clear. And in co-pastor's case, when she was being nice nasty, she made it abundantly clear of how much this church has done for you and what the pastor has done for you and the prayers that have gone through at the behest of my husband. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yes, God. She went there. She went there while she's still holding this man of God. And that's her business. That's her husband. And I'm not in the business of telling a woman to leave. You do what works best for you. Here's my concern. My concern, which should be you all's concern, are your parishioners, are the people that sat in that meeting and basically listen to you say, please don't take your money from here. That's basically what y'all told the people. Listen, I know he messed up. Just don't take your money. How about we look at it like this? The hotel bill that he paid to lay up for 1 year more than likely came from the church, out of the parishioners' hands. And you're going to come into the church and you're going to tell somebody that comes in to bring their tithe, their offering, or whatever other offering you all do, that they are not, that this is not a Q&A. One of my the people that I talked to offline, she said something that was so something interesting to me. She said, wherever my money goes, I have the right to ask questions. Wherever my money goes, whether I put it there, I put it in a church and they go, skydiving with it. You should have a P&L and a biannual meeting every year for your parishioners to show where the money is going. So you're going to tell a parishioner, a person that works 9 to 5, 6 to 2, 11 to 7, that where I bring my money, I can't ask you while you out here with your right-handed fellowship out at the Holiday Inn Express with daggone Sherry Bowden. I can't ask you that. I don't want spare me the details, Bishop. Hey, Cynthia. Spare me the details, Bishop. I don't want the details. We don't care about the details, Bishop. We know how sex operates. Okay? Unless you're doing something else. Okay? Spare me the details. But you're not going to tell people. And see, these people sat there and they listened to it. They sat and they listened to it. To a man to tell you you can't ask no question. The devil is a lie. I'm so sick of these people. I'm so sick. Thank you, Yobi, for the Cashapp. I appreciate you. I'm so sick. You tell the people of God that they don't have a right. Okay. All right. Well, that might be, in your opinion, it's a family matter. Sure. Somebody type in the comment section, if you remember. If you don't, it's okay, what my specialty is, especially when it pertains to the church. Y'all tell me if you remember. If not, I'll just tell y'all in 2 minutes. Shucking and jiving, dipping and diving, and doing it. Y'all tell me if you remember. Time's up. Nonprofit management is my specialty. Faith-based organizations is my specialty. 501c3 organizations is my specialty. Grant writing is my specialty. Let's be clear. So when you as a pastor, you tell the parishioners, you're the pastor, my bishop, Sheldon McCarter, he's the bishop of the church, and he's been called in scandal. Okay, he's going to take 6 months, 6 weeks. I think he should take the amount of time he was shucking and jiving with Sherry. You take that amount of time off with no pay. I'll see you in a year and some change. Bye. Now, what normally happens? Thank you, Yobi, because I took that off because I'm going to talk about the board now. What normally happens when something like this happens? See, I think a lot of churches and faith-based organizations and some nonprofit organizations forget you have to sign paperwork to submit to your local government. Okay? When you submit that paperwork, you have to have the name, address, occupation. You should provide resumes for your board members. Now, when we talk about the church and the board, we are talking, and even nonprofit, we are talking about stakeholders. people that are legally binded to the church, meaning they have governance over the church. Meaning, if tomorrow the board says he needs to be out, he gets out. There was a post a couple of weeks ago of a pastor. The board said he no longer needs to be employed here. I didn't post about it. Another channel did. They did their due diligence. I didn't touch it because I said, it's another situation. Where's the scandal? Right? But the board has the legal right to tell the bishop whether he will stay or go. Well, Catrice, what if he started the church? That's fine. That's perfectly okay. That's okay. Yeah. The board has governance. The board can tell the pastor or the bishop or the overseer, your time is up. The board can do that. The board can have a meeting. The board gets together, then the board says, you know what, we're going to put him on a year probation. He needs to show us in documentation that he knows how to act like he has some sense now. I love these pastors when they pretend like they ain't got nothing wrong with them. And their children, Pastor A, because she seemed like she got attitude like her mama. Especially on that recording that I posted in Patreon and on YouTube memberships. I think y'all forget that the board actually runs the church. But see, what they do is, what a lot of churches do, they bring on people for the board who don't know any better. You bring me in to do board management and see how your board runs after that. Bring me in to do it. You want your church to run right? Bring me in to do it. Because I'm telling you right now, a lot of these churches will bring in people that they trust with no background for it, with no experience. They don't have the right occupation, the right education, nothing. And they just let them go. Oh, put your name right here, your address. We just need to have it for our file. No, they need it because they have to have that to get started for the nonprofit. You have to have a board of directors. And when you sign your name, you are legally signing saying that if something happens to this church, we are responsible as the board. I'm teaching today. I'm teaching. If you are a board member of a nonprofit organization, of a church, you have the right to ask questions and you have the right to appoint and to let go. And I don't care how long they've been preaching. I don't care how long they've been in position. I don't care if this is scandal number 1 or 25. The board has the legal right to do whatever they want to do. So where is the board? Because allegedly, this is not this bishop's first time. See, I can go on and on and on about what the bishop did and what he didn't do and all this and that. I could do that. Gerald did a fantastic job last night. Listen, I enjoyed the commentary. I was sitting there listening and cackling and texting. Okay, I could easily sit up here. Thank you, Van. So here's and stop y'all put somebody cards on that because I'm gonna start only reading comments with the super chat. I could easily do that to the bishop. I could throw him back under the bus and run him back over again. I'm not gonna do that. The parishioners need to step up and say something. And guess what? They need to call a meeting. And you know what they should do? In this meeting, you don't have to give us any details, but you have to give us an account of what you did. You have to apologize, really apologize, because what he did was half-assed. Sorry, not sorry. He gave a half-assed apology last night because he just knew they was going to take whatever I say, because every Sunday, and a lot of churches, women's ministries, women's day in every church, every Sunday. He needs to really apologize. He needs to be held accountable. He needs to be put on probation. 6 weeks is not enough. He said he has a therapist. You need therapy notes for 1 year. Psychological and psychiatric evaluation for 1 year. We need your phone records. So we make sure that you're not contacting Sherry or any other woman outside of your alleged baby mamas. And then when we deem that you are fit, we will bring you back under a deacon's title to serve. You're not preaching. You will come in, you will serve. You will clean the bathrooms, clean the toilets, vacuum the church. You will do all the things that the parishioners do every week for you in this ministry. And after the board deems fit, then and only then will you get back up to preach. The bishop had to preach at a convocation a week. When was it? Hold on. It's on my community tab. He preached at a convocation weeks after the scandal. I said, oh no. And the only reason why I found that out was because there's a DMV pastor that's getting consecrated next month in North Carolina. He preached June the 13th through the 17th at the Holy Convocation in Greensboro, North Carolina. It was Bishop Freddie B. Marshall, PhD, and Greater Church of Deliverance Incorporated. He had to pray. He had to preach the following week, y'all. Thank you. He had to preach after that. So not only did you go out here and you didn't preach at your own church the following week, you're going to go out and you're going to, let me get my incitement together. You went out to defile other people, and you, your wife, and your daughter don't want anybody to say nothing about that bull crap. You don't get to determine that. You basically told those parishioners, don't take your money up out of here. We love you. Look at what Bishop has done. It sounds familiar, don't it? Sound like the devil. Look at all the things that I could give you. Sounds just like the enemy. It's bull. You sit your butt down for a year. You were having sex with her for a year, then you sit down for a year. And it is old school. It is. Because let me tell y'all something about when I was in ministry, and I'm getting off the line. When I was in ministry, and when I knew I was not doing right, and I did a lot in the ministry. I would serve communion. I was an armor bearer. I was a minister. Youth ministry, everything. When I was not doing right, I would not serve. In particular, I would not serve the Lord's body. My hands were unclean. And I said, people in the Old Testament died from touching what was holy. Why would I put myself in that predicament to die a spiritual death, knowing that I'm not doing right in the eyes of God? He knows what I'm doing. Do y'all not understand? Do y'all not understand that God sees all and knows all? I am a believer, but I'm not in ministry or the four walls of the church. Why am I telling y'all that? And so you're going to get a bishop a pass while he goes out here and he goes to defile other people at a convocation? He better had not went. I hope he didn't. I would sit myself down. If I went to the club that weekend, I might not even come to church. Because I know they would want me to serve, and I did not want to do that. I knew my limit. It's called accountability. Was I ashamed at some time? Sometimes. Sometimes I wasn't. Because I had to be honest with me. Why are we not honest with ourselves? I'm a bishop, but I'm messing up. I need to get myself right. I need to get me right. I can't pour into someone. I can't pour into a vase that's empty if I'm empty. This is what happens, y'all, when I don't drink. I am sober. Thank you, Miss Jackson, for the Cashapp. Thank you. I don't understand. Is it, and this is what I wrote down. This is what I wrote down, because this is the only logical conclusion that I could come to. I wrote this down. I was at the gym. Wrote it down. I said, I get it now. I'm convinced. This is from this morning at the gym. I said, I get it now. I typed my like that, by the way, y'all. Don't laugh at it. I'm convinced that these pastors do this for attention. They're not talking about me. I'm not important. You go back to the video. You will notice that the man of God highlighted Bishop William Murphy for calling him and might be coming to his church to preach, and Jamal Bryant. He mentioned one other pastor or bishop, and that was it. Why else are there so many scandals in the church at the hands of men of God? We all know men have ego. We're clear about that. Why else would they do all of what they do? Why? Do you need that much attention? People don't see you. What is it? With social media the way that it is right now, you're still going to go out here and do all of this. That's got to be the only logical reason that you all remind me of a 2-year-old child, a little 2-year-old boy that's trying to show her little self off. You want somebody to look at you. But the people suffer. The parishioners suffer. Your wife, even though she's been nasty, she suffers. Your daughter suffers. She's embarrassed. She has over 20-some thousand followers on Instagram and private at her page. She suffers. Her business suffers. All because you were being irresponsible as a bishop in the Lord's church and did not say, I need a break. I cannot do this. Joyce, baby, I can't do it. Men of God, we need you to step up. We don't want you to just preach. We want you to be honest. When you can't do it, you can't do it. It's okay. It's okay. Get someone else to preach while you take a break. Take 2-3 weeks. Everybody needs a break. Everyone needs a vacation. Everyone needs a break. It's okay. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Y'all make sure y'all thumb this video up. Check the likes on this thing. I don't know how many people want it. The men of God and women of God too, but in particular the men of God. If you are preaching every Sunday for 10, 15, 20 years with no vacation, no break, no sabbatical, you are in error. You're doing yourself a disservice. Let me tell you something about how I do YouTube channel. I'm so laissez-faire about this thing. You want to know why? Because I get burned out. God bless the person that can go live 25 times a day. I can't do it. Okay? Y'all gonna get half of me. You ain't gonna get the best of me, okay? You're not gonna get it. Because I know my limit. Tonight was the only night that I said, I'm gonna press through. You don't feel your best. I really haven't eaten that much today. I need to go. I'm gonna go grab a salad when I leave here because what I cooked, I threw it up. So I don't know if it was broccoli or what. Okay, I'm trying to eat better. You're gonna try to come down and be really snatched. But here's the kicker. I know my limit. I say, you know what? Today is not the day. Hey, Courtney Phillips. Hi, baby. I know my limit. I know when I need to pull back. I need to pull back. So men of God, the women of God, listen, one thing the men of God are never going to like is women in the church. Huh? The women are going to be there. But in order for you to be there for the women of God and not use this as an excuse, it's for you to take much needed time when you need it, not when you get caught. Am I talking right tonight? Y'all help me out. Take it when you need it, man of God. You preach on Sunday. You go to you might have a meeting on Monday. You might have Brian Carn. He does now he does some morning show or something on a Monday, right? You might have Bible study on Tuesday. Bishop's prayer on Thursday. Saturday, you're in throughout the week. You're supposed to be preparing for the word for the next week. When do you take time out for you? And I'm not talking about this, hey, Wendy Taylor, when you coming into the situation and you are thinking that you're going to find refuge in between the legs of a woman. That is not the way to go. You cannot find solace and refuge in between the legs of a woman, because that's not, number one, if that's not your wife, that's not peace. Your wife should be your peace. And if she getting on you, take a break from her too. That's okay. But take a break. Bishop MvCarter, this is the wrong time to say that you are suffering from mental anguish after 39 years of ministry. Now, granted, take the break. Actually, take a year, because we're done with you right now. But take the break. But get yourself right. This is foolishness. It really is. Woman of God said, I watch everything on YouTube. I'm hope that on social media. I hope she is. I really do. I hope that she understands. Number one, that I took up for her the first time I talked about this. And number two, I sat and I listened and I thought, why would I continuously go back and forth with these people and run them over again? No, that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you how to really do it. Parishioners, start taking up for yourself and speak up. Number two, board, where you at? The board needs to get moving. If you need help with the board, reach out to me, cocktailourwithcatrice@gmail.com. I will help you. Okay? And then tell Pastor A, whatever, you all run that church. That's how it's supposed to go. Okay? Bishop, take a break. Take about a year. Have God. This is what Bishop need to do. And no, have I been a pastor? No. But I walked right next to my first lady. And I remember the times when her skin would turn colors because she was so worn out. I know, listen, take a year. That's what you do. Let God minister to you. Meditate. Sit in peace. Meditate. Allow God to speak. Really speak. Get into your spirit. Work through those situations that you need to work through. And First Lady Joyce, Co-Pastor Joyce, same thing. But also learn how to hold everybody accountable. Because this can't just be with her husband. This is just learned behavior. You need to learn how to hold people accountable. That's it. That's it. Hi, Nicola Moreland. Welcome to the chat. Well, guess what? If they don't, this is what's going to happen. In 3 years, we will be right back here talking about this again. And beloved, that is so sad. I like those glasses, girl. So sad. So sad. And it's unfortunate because this could all be eliminated by just saying, Pastor, Bishop, hubby, or daddy, get this right. But the fact that you sat up here for a year and you started to switch your license plate, you knew you were in error. No, it doesn't take for all of us. Thank you, Lynn Baker, for becoming a member. It doesn't take, all of this to get you to where you're supposed to be. You changed the license plate so you knew that you were messing up. Hey, Janika, you knew you were messing up. You knew. And it's so sad because will you ever stop? Will you ever stop? So sad. It's a sad situation. And you know what? And normally I would not pray for these folks, but I'm praying for everybody that's involved, including that daughter that is out here, running amok, child. Telling people to leave her parents out of it. Or did you hold your father accountable? Because let me tell y'all something. I'm going to be honest. Ask anyone in my friend group. They will tell you, I can love you and hold you accountable. Listen, I hold myself too much accountable to not. I will say, excuse me, you're doing a lot today. How many times have I been on here and I say something and go, I'm sorry. Because in that moment, I'm like, oh my God, you just said, I said the P word earlier, child. I was like, oh my God, this is not going to be good. That's accountability. I messed up. I shouldn't have said that on the line. That's off YouTube talk. That's off YouTube talk. But I said it and I was wrong for saying it. It's just accountability. That's all. All right. I love y'all. I do. And I genuinely, after this is over, I hope that he gets it together. I hope that he comes back. Prove to the people that you really firmly believe in what you preach. Prove that the words that you have preached over the pulpit are evident in your own life. That's it. I'm done with y'all saying. Moving forward, y'all, if y'all have long chats, please put it in a super chat because I cannot read all these things. I really try my best. Okay? Put it in a super chat. I'm looking at my other phone. All right. I'm really just, my heart goes out to the parishioners. It really does. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Jackson. My heart goes out to the parishioners. Talking to that young lady at the nail shop today really just, it did something to me. 15 plus years later, and she is struggling. Loves God. Loves God. Thank you so much, Soraya. She loves God. She said, I can't go back. Over 15 years ago for Jamal Brown's church. This is the part that they don't see. This is the part that they don't see. They don't see or hear when their parishioners who have sold into the ministry, how they want to separate themselves from church altogether. You have wounded them because of your actions to even want to go to church. So sad. And then there's another alleged scandal. I can't, y'all. Can't do it. Do you really think that there's not more women with Jamal? I just choose to let it go because he gonna just be, listen, a hoe gonna be a hoe. I saw a picture of him. I said, oh God, he look a mess. What? I said, oh my God, Jamal, what you doing, child? Ooh, you need to get something to put on in your shoes to lift you up a little bit. He's so tiny. Okay. I don't like it. I don't like it. But it's not for me to like. Praise God. It's just for me to just let him. Honey, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something about this. Hold on. I want to tell y'all something about this statement right here. Cocktails is going to rest. Okay. I almost didn't come on here tonight, but I promised the woman that I was coming on tonight. And so I wanted to make sure that I did that. I could have messaged her, but I said, no, I'm going live. I am. Because we need a voice. The women of God, Black women, need a voice. Had that first story of Pastor Purnell and his wife been another color, that would have been an attempted murder charge. It's considered aggravated assault. Where are the men of God? Thank you, El Boogie. Said it feels like those in power and the church thrive on their egos and share characteristics with narcissists. Narcissists are void of moral compass and they do not understand monogamy. Thank you for the super chat. I'm going to start doing that because I can't, if you put a long post out, I can't read all of it. So I'm really trying my best. But we got to do better. The woman of God, she's just laid up, kids in child protective services, because her husband decided that Wednesday, today's Friday, Wednesday was going to be the day that he wanted to send him and her to meet Jesus. I had a classmate that did that 2 years ago. And one of my friends called me. He said, did you hear about so-and-so? And I was still on YouTube at the time. Thank you, Joe Beach said, thank you for pressing your way tonight. Oh, thank you. I love you guys too. And I'm going to end with this. I got a call. It was during the work week. And my friend called and said, did you hear about our classmate? And I said, no. Apparently, the wife was doing some things that the husband did not agree with. Okay. Thank you, Van Varner. And I think he thought that she was entertaining other men. Y'all, listen, we know that sometimes men can be very territorial. And so he decided that he was going to have her meet her maker. And then took himself out. And people wonder why I'm not married or want to be in a relationship. I can lay my head down at night, thank the Lord. Okay. Okay. Ain't nobody beating on me, cheating on me, lying to me, shucking and jiving with my emotions. Child, I ain't got time for it. Okay. I don't have time for it. I don't have to worry about that. Now, do I like a companionship? Absolutely. Okay. But do I have to have it all the time? No. I don't. I like me. Sometimes I like me too much. Okay. Sometimes I do. I like me too much. But I don't have to worry about that foolishness. And it was once upon a time, I'm not going to lie to y'all, I entertained a man who I should not have entertained. I did. Negative, mean, nasty. And so I said, you know what? In particular, I'll be honest with you all. I might share some things more in depth later. I said I'm going to be on here an hour. It's been an hour and 14 minutes. I'll be right in my mouth. But I said, you're going to take this week. Because God did something for me last week. And I got to tell my doctor, thank you. But God did something for me this week. Because I've been working on my depression. I have no problem telling people that I suffer with depression and anxiety. You would never know it. No one ever thinks that you've been depressed. And I said, yes, I've dealt with it since I was in high school. But the doctor and I were talking about some things and connecting me with some people. And I said, I'm going to take a week, maybe 2. I might even wait till next Saturday to just be. To just be. For the first time, I'm taking Core Jake's advice, and I'm drinking my water, and I'm minding my business. That's it. That's it, y'all. I came on the line to talk about other ways that we could do better as a people. Thank you, Ms. Jackson. I'm honest, y'all. Listen, and maybe I'll share this in another video. There's one thing in particular that I'm hesitant about sharing publicly, but I'm going to seek some counsel to see how I can share that with you all. And then when the time is right, I will break my own teeth right here on this channel. Okay? But I'm honest, because I know what it's like to be depressed. I know what it's like to deal with anxiety. There are times when I'm driving in my car and I'm so anxious while I'm driving in my car. So I said, I need a break. I've gone to my office a couple times this week. I felt very productive. But I just wanted to work on yourself. And going to the doctors this week, and shout out to the Black girl magic that I have on my team for my doctors, because they actually care. The way that woman looked at me, oh, thank you, Sophia Woods. The way that my doctor, the first time meeting her, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all ready for a transparent moment before I get off the line? She a fox now, okay? But I gained some weight. I gained some weight. And in my mind, I'm okay. You know, I know my bra fitting kind of tight and a little balls in the back, you know. But I gained some weight. So I went in because I told y'all I had the depot shot, really blew my breast up. And so I went in for the consultation, and I told y'all that the doctor, she did not ask for consent. Okay, she just went on like that. You know, she just grabbed my breast, and I was like, oh my God, all right, I'm here. Let's do it. And I'm standing, and then she says, well, there's no surgery that's gonna help this. And she grabbed my fat roll. She grabbed my fat roll, y'all. And she said, who was it? She said, there's not, the surgeon's not gonna take this. So then she said, go ahead and get dressed. And when I got dressed, I'm sitting in my, she said, oh, that's a beautiful dress. I said, thank you. And she goes, okay, let's talk. She said, you definitely need a breast reduction, but you do not qualify right now because you have to lose. And my doctor told me it was 10 pounds. So I said, okay, I'm only 10 pounds away. She said, 30 pounds. I said, what? Huh? My doctor said, she said, I don't care what your doctor said. Your doctor's not going to do the surgery. You need to be this weight. I said, okay. But y'all know how we do as sisters, right? Y'all know how we do as sisters. I knew what she meant. She was saying, it's time. It's time. And now that I think about it, I was like, you know, that was maybe a God moment for me. Because I knew I needed to lose weight. I knew I needed to change some habits, some really bad habits that I had. You know, you think you're okay, right? I'm not okay. And so that night, I scheduled, it was a Tuesday, I scheduled to go live. I changed it. Go back and look at it. I did the live on Wednesday. Because that night, I started back now I already had a gym membership. Okay. I was just shucking and jiving with it, to be honest with you. I would go and just do cardio and then leave. I'm done. She said, oh, no. No, ma'am. Get in there. Do some weights. Burn it out. Let's go. Tighten that thing up. She said, because when you get your new breasts, you're going to be, you know, we want you to be stacked. I was like, oh, yeah, you know, you talk about language. So I put some things on hold to work on me. And that's fair. And that's why I guess I'm giving Bishop McCarter some grace tonight to work on himself. I understand what it is that we just have to take some time out to just be. That's it. I don't think I tore the bishop down too much. And to be honest with you, co-pastor Joyce McCarter, you made yourself look bad in that recording. We don't have to do that for you. You did it yourself. Woman of God, you were being nasty. You were being so nasty. And you didn't need to be. Because you are upset and because you are embarrassed. She said that the blogs and the media and everybody embarrassed. No. He embarrassed you. And you're upset about it. Because had he not done that, we wouldn't be talking right now. Now I feel like I gotta preach the word. I do. And I'm done. I'm done. I'm praying for everybody that's involved. And I pray that she repents for what she said to her congregation about everybody else besides the bishop. First Lady, co-pastor, I hope you're going to do it. Do it the right way. Do it the right way. You know Bishop ain't got this. He represent. No. Y'all be clear. This bishop right here represents everybody of what they do when things happen to women in the ministry. He's doing exactly what everybody else does. Nothing. Nothing. Absolutely, positively nothing. When the women get hurt in the church, this is what they do. This right here. They do nothing. When women are abused in the church, that's what they do. Nothing. When a woman or a child is essayed in the church, y'all get what I'm saying? He represents the bishops and he represents the church tonight. Since he wouldn't be over there. Y'all leave my bishop alone. Yeah. He represents the church tonight. This is what they do. Absolutely, positively nothing. And then they have the gall to come online and say, these bloggers talk too much. No, you don't say enough. You don't say enough. You don't say enough. You sit there and you let it happen. You say nothing. He said, Vampire, are you a male or a female child? Because you up here blowing kisses and carrying on. Y'all look at what this person said. Let's you and I pour into y'all. Y'all know the DM. Go ahead and shoot your shot. Let me see what you look like. And after I get my piece on, okay? Y'all don't bother to jump in the DM. Let me see what you look like, but I gotta have some time for me. All right, y'all. What you got to say? Wake up. He going to hell. You're going to hell. All right, let me stop. But you need to get it together. See, you know what he ready to do? It's still Pride Month, y'all. He's trying to go to Adams Morgan into the gay club before it closed, before he go back to North Carolina. It's Friday. He's going to go Friday night, probably tomorrow. He's going to be getting himself together. And then he got to be back in North Carolina on Sunday morning to preach so he can bitch about somebody else over the pulpit. That's what he's trying to do. He come to Maryland to hang out with me so he can shuck and jive right back here. He leaves here. He go now because I kick the bishop out. Bishop, it's time to go. Bishop get his, he get his little pants, he get his little stuff on, shoes on, because he come in, he kick off his shoes, he relaxes. Okay, so then it's time. The stream is over. All right, I'm going down to Adams Morgan. I'm gonna go see these young guys. Don't tell me, go tell your wife. Let it have been Dr. Umar Johnson and like the other night, a whole panel full of men. He's just sitting looking at him. He represents the church. She said why I gotta go? Y'all like when I cut up. That's what he's trying to do. He want to shuck a job and dip and dive. When he leave here, he put on, look, he put his shoes on. All right, cocktails, I'm done. Listen, did you take your stuff? You know, you gotta make sure that you know, they take some protection. You know what I mean? Stop by the local CVS. They have plenty. Okay. I don't know. I ain't never seen it. I said, look, Bishop, we done with the strength. And so he will go by his little prophylactics. Okay. He head down to the Adams Morgan. I just know he back at church on Sunday to preach. That's all I know, child. I'll listen. And if his wife called, listen, First Lady, I try to tell him not to go down to the Adams Morgan, okay? Before he get on the line and start talking about how, you know, he hate the gays and all this and that. He just went down there last week. Shoot, y'all see he cut up. Look, we even did a whole tribute to the bishop for Pride Month. We love the bishop here. We love him. Man of God, listen, I'm gonna give you your flower. We love you, man of God, okay? And oh, sure, God, in the name of Jesus. That's right. Maybe you want to go down to Adams Morgan tonight, okay? We love the bishop. Y'all stop playing with me. We give the bishop his flowers. It's called love, okay? Y'all tell the bishop that you love him and act like you got some sense. Sure. He might not want to come back. Look, Bishop said, I might not come back up in here. No, you don't have to. Thank you for asking, Yobi. I love Yobi. I thank you so much. No, I'm gonna see what happened, and if next time I'll let you know. Yeah, y'all tell the bishop that you love him. Thank you, Miss Jackson. See, she put your colors up there. See, look. Oh, come on up here, Bishop. You know, maybe because I ain't calling up too much today, child. Come on. It's all right. The people want to see you. They checking on you. And he's standing up straight too, child. Look at the bishop. Get in the camera so they can see you, child. Let the people see your colors. Shoot. He just want to act up, you know? No home training. All right, y'all. Miss Jackson said it's time for me to sign off. Okay, y'all go ahead. When y'all come in here, please make sure y'all put some cocktails in the chat. Okay, if y'all follow me to another platform, make sure that you put cocktails in the chat. Cocktails maybe a little purple heart. My grandmother's favorite color was purple. We're gonna start doing cocktails and purple hearts, okay? In honor of my grandmother. See, look, Bishop, they highlight you. Miss Jackson, put it up there. You're so ungrateful. I tell you, the guy, she even put the blue in there. And then she got a little laugh thing in the middle to make sure you feel okay. Thank you, Yobi. Cocktails in the purple heart. Thank you. See, the purple's all the way over here on this side for the bitch. This is my favorite right here. My favorite color is blue, actually, but I do like purple. I think purple suits the channel just fine. Okay. All right, y'all. Thank you all so much for the cocktails and the purple hearts. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the greeting at the top whenever I come live so that you all remember to put cocktails in the purple heart. Okay. And I think that's it. Y'all have anything else before I log off? Let me know. If you all don't know, I have my my other phone right here. I have my other ring light set up, so I'm looking at the chat because it populates here first before it comes here. Okay. So that's what I've been doing. Thank you. Shout out to all the new people that hopped in the chat. Y'all came out the bush. People that came out the bushes. I'm so excited. I don't know what to do with myself. The people that came out the bushes. That came out the bush. I said, oh my God. I even had a ministry. I told y'all, look, the pastors are following me. And if you are a pastor, I think I put this out in my last video. If you are a pastor and you have feelings about pastoral hurt, let me know. Email me, okay? I need to pick your brain about some things. So email me. Also, I put a call into my archbishop, okay? I do not belong to a church, but he and I talk not as often as I would like to because he's a very busy man. He's the man of God, okay? But I'm going to try to get him on here to discuss some things with us. May the Lord watch between me and thee as we part from one another. I love it. Oh, y'all done. Y'all done. And then I'm going to try to do a morning show once a week. Y'all ain't going to burn me out. And that's only because I like doing my makeup on camera and then shooting the breeze with y'all. I did come live yesterday, but I started talking about personal care items. So I put it into the membership. But we were talking about the submarine situation. So again, RIP to all of those souls that were lost yesterday. Thank you, sincere one. I appreciate you. God bless you. See, they trying. They tell me I'm cutting up. I'm cutting up. You try to get up out of here. That's what that is. 8 o'clock. He trying to get up out of here. You better. I'm gonna call your wife and tell her that you out here buying jock straps. Anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway, so we were talking about the submarine. So RIP to those who lost their lives. There was a young 19-year-old soul. The other men were up in age. I'm not saying it was their time, but RIP to them. But just to know that a 19-year-old went on a voyage with his father, and he is not to return, is heart-wrenching. So my condolences go out to the family of all those who were lost. And I did take several moments of silence yesterday when I was watching. I also took some time out yesterday to meditate because I needed it. Oh, also, Van Barner, we might put you in time because I don't know who you are right now. All right. Shout out to everybody that donated to the channel tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you all. You all still have time to donate. Okay. I poured my heart and soul out. I'm supposed to be on here for 40 minutes. I'm on here for an hour and a half. But shout out to each and every one of you all that donated. I really thoroughly appreciate it. And yeah, we're going to get all wrong with. Well, I'm not, but love you guys. Y'all be good. And I will see you all. I will see you all next time. Behave. Listen, I'm going to tell this one for tonight. He needs to behave. Okay. He needs Jesus. Love y'all. Good night.